I would say if you were grading it on a percentage, we would be passing right now with the percentage of stuff we got in. So I don't know if it's right around 75, 80. There's still a lot of red zone stuff, a lot of the end of the game stuff that you got to do. It's just, they just keep got to see reps at it for different looks. And I like what we're doing as far as the two groups. So we're getting a lot of guys, a lot of reps. But again, it goes back to making sure that we don't work these guys too hard with the lack of a weight room prep for a training camp. You kind of got to find that fine line where you push them to a level, that you got some committed guys in the fold, but also it's not a regular training camp where without a spring ball. I just think we got to be very cautious about the health of this team, especially at certain positions. Go ahead.
And then on the defensive side, how far along are they on that side in terms of installing the whole system?
That's probably harder for me to answer if I was going to be honest. I know we had to do a real self-evaluation when the final schedule got out. I think they've done a wonderful job of teaching via Zoom since they've got here. I'm talking about the defensive side of the ball. Not that the offense has done a bad job. It just, I think they've taken advantage of the walkthroughs. But I probably more even on defense, it's we got to line up and know what we're doing to be able to play. And, I think Jake knows that. I think he's real excited for this opportunity to kind of start fresh with a new system. The guys really bought in early on. And I think he's just, got to make some decisions about what we can get in and what maybe can wait till next season. What are we good at? Things like that. All those questions come in, probably would come in anyway, but in a new job. But I think with the shortened prep time and the shorter season, we got to really be specific about what we want to put in. It's not what we know. It's what these kids know. And as long as they can line up and be confident with it and play hard and play together, that's the main goal right now.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Any other questions for Coach Rolovich? All right. Go ahead, Theo.
Can you kind of speak to the communication between the quarterbacks and the receivers? I know that's obviously a pretty big deal in your offense. And how long does it take to usually build that? And how does that happen on the field and off the field?
First off, Theo, I have pretty high level respect of your Sherlock Holmes deduction skills off of the video tweet yesterday. People showed me that. That was. I give you some credit for the effort, but as far as and you called it communication.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of nonverbal stuff that comes. And I still throw that in the communication category. Now, you want to know how long it takes or where we're at with it, or?
Yeah, maybe both. How long it takes, where you guys are after 4 or 5 days. I guess not 4 or 5 days, but after this long of kind of having the team together.
We're seeing improvement every day, and the good thing is the receivers have been very open to it and very willing to work on something we emphasize that day, whether it's coming back to the ball or, certain stems or certain depths or things like that. So I'm very grateful for their buy-in. And I think we're there yet? No, but I think we have the willingness at both positions to get there eventually. How long it'll take, I know we don't have a lot of nonsense to deal with as far as why don't we do this, why don't we do that, we did this last year. We're not having those conversations. It's not comparing offense, which is better, which is not. I just know how we've been successful, and I appreciate their buy-in. So we still got a long way to go.
You get any clarity on if you could tell us who the COVID-19 related opt-outs were? We haven't asked you in a few days, but did you get any clarity
I don't really
on that?
talk about that. I'd rather talk about the guys that are here, to be honest with you, Theo. I know you can, we can take a pause in asking those questions. I'm not really sure. I think there's a lot of guys doing a lot of great things for this program, and I'd rather spend my time on there. Is that super important to you right now?
No, I just thought I'd ask.
All right.
I know we didn't ask yesterday, so I thought I'd check in again to see if you had any information.
I know. I'd rather talk about the guys who are committed to being here right now for this team and this community and this university. So
I saw
there's some strategy to it too, Theo. I mean, there's some psychological warfare going on between everybody.
And I noticed in a few of the photos that guys have their high school logos on their helmets.
Now you're talking, Theo. Now you see it. Good for you. Okay, what do you
Where
want?
did that kind of come from? Where did that kind of come from, and who kind of started that?
I like them. It helps me in a time where I didn't really get to know these guys in person very much till walkthrough started. I think everyone's very proud of their journey to get to this point. And I've done that before at Hawaii, where guys would put their high school logo on the practice helmet. I think people are all proud of it, and it helps me. Going back to the first point, it helps me. Okay, tell me about your high school, Renard, or I didn't realize we had 3 of them from the same high school when I looked. But I think it serves a bunch of purposes, and it helps the relationship, I think, between the team too. Maybe Abe asks Khalid why, what is your mascot? It's just I think it's good. So I hope you like it.
I think it's neat. Yeah.
Thank you. That's it, huh?
Well, we got a couple more. Cody from the Evergreen, go ahead.
Tony already got one.
He wants some
Doubled
more.
up. Mhm.
I've got a follow up about those helmets. Just a quick one. Was there a particular story that stuck out to you today, or through this time asking people about that? Something that you really learned about a guy?
Well, probably just Renard, Jameer, and Khalid all coming from the same high school. That was probably the biggest one. Now we got a lot in transit. I just told the guys, I think late last week, that it's something I like to do if they want to do that. So, but that's probably the best one I got for you right now. There's not a ton out there.
I assume we won't get to find out about that you mentioned until it happens.
Nah?
What you said about something you've got, you told the guys about that you've got in the works. We will get to learn about that when it happens.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Disregard that then.
I already did. Thanks, though, Cody.
Okay, last one. Go ahead, Zach.
Coach, last week you posted that video on Twitter of the linemen catching punts. Did you guys have any sort of spontaneous drill like that today? And
No.
how important do you feel like it is to get those kind of things? And like, how often do you want to get those things in for
I'd love
the
to get
players?
as much as we can. We're probably in a time where we, got to focus in on really the schemes and getting them better. We shot those from the stadium steps too. Those were big boy balls right there.
Oh yeah.
You didn't see the launch point, but those were some big ones. But yeah, I'm glad they had fun and a little competition between O and D, and you saw how athletic some of our big boys are.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a good day. Appreciate the job you do.